Okay, welcome everybody. We have with us today um, a very, very esteemed and respected and beloved teacher of mine and of many. We have Dr. Suhas Kshirsagar, who I met down way back in the early 2000s. I was going to say the 1900s, but it was close to the 1900s. Back when I was doing my training in Los Angeles, Dr. Suhas was one of the, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 faculty members in the what was called at that time the Ayurveda Institute of America. And I think if I have it correct, that was eventually what became Kerala Ayurveda, or at
That's
least it was bought by Kerala Ayurveda, integrated into Kerala Ayurveda. So yeah, we're really, really happy to have him here today and spend a few minutes asking him about his life and what he's bringing to our courses here, but more just to really get to know him a little better and kind of spotlight one of our master class teachers. And really, and I want to say this with all respect to all the teachers. Um, they're all master class teachers and instructors, but we do lean on Dr. Suhas quite a bit for his more advanced medical training in Ayurveda. So Dr. Suhas, we are grateful for that. That you bring a kind of a level of training and insight that really it's sort of like um, a mentor to us all, so to speak, at Savanti Institute. So we really do lean on you, and that's more or less why you do teach a couple of the more difficult classes to teach. The Ayurvedic pathophysiology, which is more about the imbalances and the pathologies of the body, and also pulse diagnosis, which is really one of the more challenging aspects to learn in Ayurveda. So yeah, we're grateful to have you. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, James. Thank you, Laura. So happy to be a part of Savanthi Institute because I personally believe in authentic Ayurvedic education, and we are so happy that what you are doing, James, with a wonderful team of yours, that we are bringing some of the most profound and authentic Ayurvedic training that is available outside India uh, through Savanthi Institute. All
Mm,
the teachers, all the faculty members, and my interaction with all the students for so many years have been nothing but remarkable and wonderful. The reason being, I believe that the students are ready and very hungry to receive the information which sounds right and which is applicable. And the
mm,
teachers, on the other hand, especially uh, the the teachers who are in clinical practice, they bring wealth of experience and information that is
mhm,
intertwined with theoretical information that is shared with the students in the form of stories, in the client testimonials or wonderful stories of their remarkable recoveries. So when
mm,
it is blended together, that is what real Ayurveda is. Ayurveda is, in fact, a consciousness-based approach to health and well-being. And education transforms people. So most of the students who come to us want to learn about themselves. Ayurveda introduces them to themselves. That's the starting point. And slowly it empowers them and makes them capable to go out and help others. And that's what we have seen with you or Laura and so many other students, Arun, so many people who learn for themselves and then they feel empowered to go out and teach and train so many other people because
mm,
it has the capacity to transform your life. And I think especially in the modern lifestyle, stumbling upon Ayurveda, understanding your health, because what COVID has taught us so far is that your health is the most important business that you have to do. The 24/7 work, you have to be responsible for your own health and well-being. And I think
mm,
it is so valuable that the information that you share, and especially the classes that you have offered me. I'm very happy to teach Rog Nidan, Vikruti Vidyan, and Kai Chikitsa. So it's about Ayurvedic pathophysiology, understanding the root cause of disease, how to negate it, how to avoid the causative factors of a given disease, how to understand the energetic correlation of the doshas, dhatus, and malas, and what are the things that you can do to prevent the onslaught of the disease, and how to effectively therapeutically treat a disease or a condition.
Mm.
Pulse diagnosis, which is also a two-way process, is something that how you prepare yourself as to have a heightened sense of awareness where you can tap into the state of health and vibrancy of a client and use that tool for the diagnostic purposes, for the healing purposes, and kind of render your own healing touch to the clients and the patients. And
Mhm.
chikitsa, it's I think the my favorite topic is about the treatment modalities, where you have to really understand the broad spectrum and the multimodality qualities of Ayurvedic treatments.
Yeah.
You're
Mm.
talking about Ayurvedic herbs, diet, routine, lifestyle, detoxification, stress management, emotional health, all of those things that you fuse them together. And this is becoming the new age medicine, I would say. And sorry
Hmm.
to drag this so far and so long, but I teach Ayurveda at, at this level to several physicians, MDs, and health professionals. And I teach them and tell them that everything that you have been practicing right now in the form of integrative functional medicine, Ayurveda is the original lifestyle medicine, is the original biohack that is known to humanity.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
the true lifestyle medicine, how you style your life is what Ayurveda is the science of life. And more importantly, when you give someone diet or vata pitta kapha pacifying diet, it is food is information, and it is nutrigenomics. It is nutrition which talks to your genes and regulates, upregulate, or downregulate certain genetic pathways. So it is truly an epigenetic science. It's truly a lifestyle medicine, personalized medicine. Before we even heard these terms from functional medicine perspective, Ayurveda has been talking about all of these things for thousands and thousands.
Mhm. I love it. May I riff here, James? We have some special, standard, let's say, questions. But can I just ask a question that's a little off the standard? Because
Absolutely.
I love
Yeah.
Dr. Suhas. Just going back to the beginning, how does Ayurveda describe health?
I think its health is where all the layers of life are fully seamlessly integrated,
Hmm.
because it's not about a symptom or a disease, where the fulfillment in all areas of life. It's just philosophically based medicine, is that right? It's a spiritual base. The basis of Ayurveda, the mission statement of Ayurveda is Ayurveda Amritana, Ayurveda for immortality. So, how you live your life, your relationship, your diet, your profession, that brings you joy and happiness. What you do, your dharma, what you do for daily living, how you
Mm.
help people, how you help yourself, how you raise your children, how you cultivate better relationship professionally as well as romantically. More importantly, what you do for yourself. The most important relationship is for yourself with your own body. So your exercise, your meditation, your eating clean, you're going to bed at a proper time. Everything that you do all at once is what Ayurveda is. It's easy to say that absence of disease is health, but that is
Hmm.
not completely true. It's
Mm.
very little part. Health is the totality of all the moving parts in life, where how do you find that state of non-change amidst all the change and still pursue toward the path of evolution and enlightenment? That's what Ayurvedic living is. I call this as enlightened living. That's what Ayurveda is.
Mhm. So true. Another
Hmm.
thing, I love how you began speaking because I think you spoke to what James mentioned in that you really bring so much medical knowledge to the practice of Ayurveda so that I think Westerners can really see its value within this Western world. That's something that's so inspiring about you as well.
And
What?
I think this has been a mission statement of mission of my work. I've been practicing Ayurveda, especially in the West, for the last 35 years. And
Hmm.
I see patients, I have clinical experience, but I try to simplify complicated Ayurvedic terms and terminologies and foreign words in Sanskrit and original Sanskrit language and simplify them and marry them with the latest cutting edge science. So if you read my book, The Hot Belly Diet, which was all about Agni, Ama, cleansing, fasting, nutrition, Then I wrote the book on Change Your Schedule, Change Your Life, which was all about chronobiology, clock genes, ideals of daily routine, seasonal routine, different stages and phases of life, how you live in accordance with the laws of nature, and
Mm.
the book on the art and science of Vedic counseling, which was all about integrating the aspect of yoga, Jyotish, Vastu, Vedanta, all of this together, because the philosophical understanding of Ayurveda is what it is. So, as you said, blending that science, and I think my new book, which I don't want to do a pitch here, but it's coming out called as Awakened Sleep.
Oh, nice.
It's
With
about
Dr. Shiva.
sleep, but it's an awakened sleep where you are able to use sleep as an extension to your meditation practice.
Yes.
Not 8 hours you waste your time, but now we are realizing how important sleep is. Sleep is one
Mm.
of the most potent anti-inflammatory activity that one will do. From a medical perspective, we understand that how we sleep. We really don't know why we sleep.
Yeah.
We just know the stages of sleep. But I think the Ayurvedic understanding of Nidra, sleep, the description, and correlating that with the latest medical science on weight loss, on chronic diseases, and cognitive functions, and lucid dreaming, that's what this book is all about. So I have always tried to blend the latest science with the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda. And this has become a mission statement of my life.
I love
Mm.
it. Ahara Nidra Brahmacharya.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the three
Tripod.
pillars.
It's
Yep.
a tripod of life. And brahmacharya doesn't only mean celibacy, it simply means
Right.
that a lifestyle that is in accordance with Brahma. Okay?
Mhm.
Brahma acharati yasa brahmacharya.
Mhm.
So someone who understands the consciousness principle and leads a conscious lifestyle, that's who brahmachari is.
Mm.
So beautiful.
When will
It's
the book be released, Suhas?
releasing on October 28th.
Uh,
It's
And
ready for
this,
pre-order on every place, Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, IndieBound, everywhere, Goodreads.
excited. I'm so
It's
excited.
available for
it's
pre-order.
a great title. Awaken Sleep.
It is, it is. And I love this because I think there's a beautiful Vedic hymn that talks about sleep as the goddess of Yoga Maya, who
Mm.
casts her spell on every living entity where they all sleep, recharge their batteries, and they wake up. It's almost as if that we are doing a dress rehearsal of dying every night, but we still show up the next.
Mhm.
So from that state of tamas where the emergence of sattva happens. So being
Ah,
consciously sleeping is a
lovely.
huge factor that can
Mhm.
determine the longevity, the cognitive function, and everything you attract or fail to attract in life.
Mm.
But it seems like it goes back to that idea of the Amrita. If every night you're, what did you call it, doing a dress rehearsal for your own passing. And if we look at the yoga idea, that then we may move into our immortal stage. Yes.
And
Mm.
that's the closest that you can be to your immortal self. Because
Mm.
uh, we have volumes written about withdraw your senses. And it's so difficult to withdraw your senses. It's only
Mhm.
possible in sleep
Mhm.
when you fully withdraw your senses and you
Mm.
are at the mercy of your mind and to a certain extent the inaction of the senses. But you once you learn to transcend that, that's the closest that you can get to self-realization.
Mm.
It's an important topic because whether we know why we sleep or not, we know that when we don't sleep, it's extremely uncomfortable.
Yep.
And
And
many
the health
people,
benefits, yes, we can challenge about the health benefits, no doubt about it. And we have enough research to document that. But since time immemorial, all the sages have used sleep and the quality of relaxation in terms of dispelling the illusion of life. Because we all know that everything that meets our eyes is 100% not real. And when you are able to transcend different states of consciousness in your sleep, the Jagrut, which is the state of awake, then dreaming, and then a deep sleep or a sleep sushupti. And then you slip into the fourth state of consciousness, which is called as transcendental state. And that opens the floodgates of higher states of realization. So that is
Mm.
the closest gateway that we can access. And the key thing that I mentioned in my book is is what you do 1 hour before you sleep.
Mm.
What
And you
you
have,
Mhm.
do 1 hour before you sleep is going to
Mhm.
train the experience for your sleep every night.
Nice.
Mhm.
Great. So we all have to get the book so that we can learn.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Good.
as I will be teaching the upcoming courses, I will be infusing all of this in my teachings, because I think our students need to understand that what they are coming to study at 70 is not an ancient, outdated system that was practicing 5,000, 10,000 years ago. But
Mhm.
this is cutting edge medicine,
Mm.
Mm.
where all the limitations of current Western medicines are fully exposed, and we are trying to understand that what can you do for yourself? How can you take better control of your own physical health? How can you change the limitations of your belief system, your mind, regulate your sensory experience, convert that into what goes into your body, and using spirituality as the basis of the art of metabolizing experiences. You're digesting it, you're
Mm.
metabolizing it, and you're creating a new body, a new awareness, a new understanding. And we
Mm.
have seen this over and over again. And James, you would agree, and Laura, you have seen this, that when people start the course, the first class to the last class, and you
Mhm.
see them, they have completely shifted.
Yeah.
By
Hmm.
the end of the class, they have completely brainwashed and transformed in a complete different awakening about themselves and their life.
Yes.
Yeah. They wash their brain. This is true. I teach 2 of the weekends and they're 6 months apart. And people are softer and more joyful and
Mhm.
more present by the
Mm.
second one. It's true. This is true.
Suhas, we may have to create a sleep course for you. Now I'm
Yes.
We
inspired.
can create that, no doubt
I mean,
about
it's so important. It's so important. It would have to be in there. We'll talk about it.
it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
We do have one question for you, Suhas, that I find really fascinating, and that is what made you want to become an Ayurvedic doctor?
Well, I think growing up in India, I was born and raised in a traditional Rigvedic family. So,
Mm.
a Brahmin family where you're surrounded with all of these daily rituals and this way of living and thinking. And so many eminent Vaidyas were in my close family itself, where I grew up watching them. And they were bundles of knowledge. They didn't know only about practicing Ayurveda and herbs and food, but they knew Jyotish, they knew Vedanta. And so it was more like a guru, a teacher, a philosopher, a guide, a mentor, all rolled into one. And I was very intrigued by this way of practice. So as I finished my basic education, I pursued Ayurvedic training and I continued. And I was very fortunate that as I completed my training, met my lovely wife, Dr. Manisha, who's also an Ayurvedic physician, and we were both invited by His Holiness Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, who is the founder of the Transcendental Meditation Group, and he invited us to come work with him and travel around the globe, talking about Ayurveda, teaching classes, designing courses, curriculum, starting schools, clinics around the globe. And we did that for many years, and we are still doing and working with the organization as such. So that has enriched, and I have met so many bright, smart, intelligent doctors, scientists around the globe, having lived in 39 different countries around the globe, raised my kids, traveling everywhere. So
Mm.
that imprint of where you come from as a rural Indian boy who's born and raised in that lineage, and testing that with the Western mind and Western lifestyle in different global cultures around the world, it kind of created a different understanding for my own self, how I look at my own culture, my own learning and teaching and training, and then compare that with a model of how we can write about it, talk about it very intelligently. And that's what I think has enriched me and all our kids and family together, because they're all uh, inspired by this, because they've met so many beautiful people who are really, really smart and talented, and
Mm.
have selected this path of life. My son Manas is one of your faculty members, along with Dr. Manisha also. So as a family, as an Ayurvedic family. We like to take this forward and continue this way of teaching, training, thinking, acting, our clinic, our practice. Everything is all fused in one. And I think that's the wisdom of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is something that you don't do it for a living. This is what living is.
Mm, lovely. Beautiful. There's a story you once told in a class early on with you about this going up to Rishikesh and being with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. And the way I remember it is you said it was a week before he gave you any instructions. And then he sent you down the road to see the local Vaidya and watch how he practiced. Do you remember this story and what the message was of that?
I think it's a very interesting thing. So we were in Delhi, on the outskirts of Delhi, and there was
Oh,
this very eminent Vaidya who used to live in Haryana near Gurgaon, and he used to practice Ayurveda, and he used to practice only from sunrise to noon. So he, we were young Vaidyas, and Maharishi asked us, just go and take a look at it, what he does.
mhm.
So we left early in the wee hours, went there, and we saw his life. So he used to wake up before sunrise and go to the well, fetch a couple of buckets and pour on him, wash himself, and sit under a tree. So as the first rays of sun come out, there's a huge line waiting for people to see.
Mm.
And he doesn't talk, he won't ask a single question. He has three little buckets in front of him, only three herbs of Triphala, which is Amalaki, Haritaki, and Bibhitaki. Only three herbs. And then he used to give medicine for only 1 week. So the person stands and he has a couple of minutes to tell you what he is suffering from. He has a migraine, he has a terrible headache, he has this and that. He's telling them, he listens to them, look them into their eyes, and then puts his hand into 1 pinch here, 2 pinches here, 3 pinches here, mix them all together, tells them, one of their assistant tells them to take it with buttermilk, and then out the door. The second one comes and then tells that they have menstrual pain and this and that, and he fetches two from here, three from here, one from here. Different permutations and combination of the same three herbs
Mm.
with a different vehicle that takes it with warm water, with buttermilk, with this at this time, at that time, and everyone got better.
Amazing.
Same three herbs, the same combination of Triphala, everything got better. And when we came back, Maharishi asked us, what did you learn? He said, he was just giving Triphala to everyone. And he says, you didn't understand what he was doing.
Uh-huh.
And we scratched our head and we said, it's just Triphala. And we were all smart Ayurvedic students and we know the properties of all of these herbs and everything and all the yogas and all. He said, you didn't get the point. He said that with his energy as a Vaidya, while he was listening to them, looking into their eyes, he touched the herbs and changed the property of the herb that he was holding in his hand before he gave it out to them.
Mm.
So he changed with his own energy the matter. And if you ever develop this capacity as a Vaidya, while you are feeling the pulse, you are healing them. While you are giving them any simple remedy, that will become the nectar for them. Because it's your energetic way of healing them as a real compassionate healer. And if you develop this technique, then you will be a good master healer. Same with words. Same with words. Because as a Vaidya, you give recommendation. Is that right? And
Sure.
there are tons of recommendation on Instagram everywhere. Do this, that, eat that, don't that.
Yeah.
But when a recommendation comes, even as simple as drink hot water first thing in the morning from a Vaidya's mouth, that becomes a mantra for that person. And there's a Vedic sutra which says Siddha Vaidyastu Mantrika. A Siddha Vaidya is like a mantric, where his word become a mantra for that person. They might have heard the same things from so many people, but when you say that to them, that becomes a mantra which completely sinks deep into their psyche and motivates them and inspires them. And that's where healing happens.
That's how I experience you, because every day you're still in my mind, telling me to have my hot water in the morning. I hear your voice, and there isn't my healer. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There's some research that just came out of Harvard. Professor Ted Kapchuk did some amazing research that showed the number one ingredient for healing is the practitioner. Their healing words, their healing thoughts, and their healing behaviors. It's the practitioner. They
Mhm.
said beyond anything else that you might offer somebody, it's how you interact with your client or your patient.
And the time, the time you give them,
It's
the,
amazing.
the time you give them, and the way you listen, and the way compassionately you tell them. Because there are many things that I can't do anything for this client. They are in their terminal stages of some kind, but they
Mhm.
still come to you because they simply feel good talking to you,
Mhm.
having you feel their pulse.
Yeah,
Just
the
that
human element.
interaction, that healing session is for ages. This is always called as a noble profession, and there is a reason why we call it a noble profession, because there's nothing better than helping someone in their most difficult moment of their life. They remember you forever,
Mhm.
Mhm.
forever. And
Mhm.
so I have clients that I have been treating for 25 years now.
Mhm.
And it's not that I'm their primary care physician or anything. They just every year they call me, they sit with me. Many of them have put some of the recommendations on their refrigerator door because they say that every time I follow these things that you told me 10 years ago, it still works.
Mhm. And
Mhm.
sometimes you'll have that client that you only saw once or twice, and you bump into them 20 years later, and they're like, "What you told me to do changed my life."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
And I think it is a very interesting interaction. I think when I compare Ayurveda with Western medicine, where they have 5 or 7 minutes to talk to patients and
Mhm.
look at their labs, and only very dry form of medicine, and
Mhm.
they don't have trust in their doctors. The doctor doesn't trust the patient. But what we do as real healers from an Ayurvedic perspective, and all the students, they I have seen many of them become excellent healers,
Mhm.
including both of you, because you have learned, you have understood, you have helped, you have gotten good at what you do, and more importantly, you can carry the information, you embody that, you think this way, you live this way, life becomes a sadhana for you, and then whatever you do is becomes a mere extension of how you do things, and people
Mhm.
can feel that aspect more quickly.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I think on reflection, and especially with James, what you see is I think the people who go from student to practitioner well have a degree of devotion that I think is especially important. I
Mhm.
only hope that I can take everything that you've taught and other teachers that I've had and pass it forward, right? And I think that's what's such a blessing, I would say, at least for me.
And I have always said that when people are enrolling for a new course or a program starting, and they ask me that how will it help me, and is it worth $10,000 to spend on this thing? And I said, even if it improves the quality of your life by 2%, it is worth
Mm,
the investment of
Mhm.
time,
that's
Mhm.
right.
even 2%. Because everything that we study, when we spend thousands and thousands of dollars to study information that we will never use in our life at all. Most of the college education is like that. But
Yeah.
here, everything, every word that is being said and shared in the class, you will need this 24/7.
Mhm.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
So
that's
true.
worth the investment of your time and money.
James,
Fantastic.
wow, what a conversation.
I know. Um, well, Suhas, thank you for
Yeah.
bringing the inspirations of your life to us and to our students, and we're in your debt forever.
Well, I
Thank you.
think we are a part of this team. We're a part of this team where all of us are passionate about what we do, and we are
Yeah.
passionate about sharing that with our patients and students alike.
Mhm.
Mm.
So I don't do this for my sake. You are doing this for us, and we are doing it together as a part of it.
Mhm. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Because every candle has a job and responsibility to shed the light, whatever little they can do. And that's what
Oh,
we're trying to do.
Mm.
thank
There's a
you.
pretty dark, ignorant world around us, and whatever we can do to shed the light and bring the light of knowledge and hope
Mhm.
to
Mm.
people, that's what we are here to do. We wish a great success for Seventh Institute to become a premier Ayurvedic institution, because we have excellent quality Ayurveda teachers,
Yep.
educators, and we'll get a truckload of students who are going to take forward.
We're doing our best to bring them to you. Thank you so much, Suhas.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Suhas. Beautiful to be with you.
Good. And Laura, whenever you're ready. Okay. Let me know.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love
Brett,
Manisha.
Thank you.
Yeah, love Manisha.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, that was